Hey. It's the party, it's the party, it's the party. Hold on. Fat daddy. Hey, baby, you could just quiet down a little bit. Shout out to thee. Till I get out your way. I'm finna get out your way in a minute. Child, let me tell you something. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. So pull up, scoot up, and hit the damn like. It's your girl, Sharon, and I'm in the building. Now, listen, y'all, what I wanted to tell y'all. Okay, so, child, I don't feel like coming on camera. Yeah, truth is, I don't. I know I'm gonna break a couple of hearts with that one. I know I'm gonna break a couple of hearts with that one. My bad. Y'all know I rock with you. Everybody get on the floor like that. Y'all know I rock with y'all like that. Yeah, how we do the 1-2 step. I love it. But I don't feel like being on camera. Yeah, now truth is. Now, this is what I want to tell y'all though. Yeah, everybody that follows me on Instagram, which is my comment section, one word. Okay, yes, one word. Y'all seen my hair. Y'all see my little unit. Okay. Child, I like my little unit or whatnot. Y'all know I'm on a hair journey. I'm on my hair care journey. It is what it is. My healthy hair care journey. I got to get my get back, okay? I'm growing inches. So shout out to that. Um, yes, child, I done put a unit on. Get what? And y'all know what it reminds me of. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna end up showing y'all, but not today. I don't feel like that. Child, it reminds me of like, uh, like a 80s vibe. You know what I'm saying? They do. It gives me like, my name is Roxanne. Mm? Roxanne, child. I just said, I like that one. So shout out to that. Child and dyed it, fried, dyed it. And now it's tossed to the side. So shout out to that. I said, now it's just tossed to the side, okay? Child, welcome to my party, Hey, y'all pull up, scoot up, and hit the damn like. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm in the building. Of course, okay. The hostess, your hostess with the mostest. I'm in the building. So shout out to that. Now I'm just running around in circles. Child, there's so much going on. And I'm trying to talk to y'all too. Anytime I try to talk to y'all, I get a little distracted. By the way. Now, as y'all might or might not know, my pool stars that rock with me, of course they know. I did not do my podcast this morning. And y'all already know why. Yeah, no, truth is, the people that know, they know. For the ones that are new here, let me tell you. Child, I got a podcast that I do shoot from Monday through Friday. But listen, this morning I was actually busy. Truth is, I have some really important things on my plate that I'm dealing with, child, but it's always something. Yeah, no, it's gonna always be something. So shout out to that. That was one reason, but also the second reason, the main reason, for real, y'all already know, the news, it ain't been news since, child. Yeah. So guess what? Guess what I wasn't finna do? like a Nike employee. Child, I wasn't finna force it. Okay, I wasn't. So anyway, shout out to that. But I had seen enough news, right? I've been seeing enough news. I've been seeing enough news. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and throw a party, okay? Period. Diddy will be proud. Shout out to that. Oh, speaking of Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, speaking of Earl Spence, speaking of boxing. Yeah, because you know, Earl Spence is definitely invited to my party. Hey, Earl. Shout out to Earl. Who is and will always be that boy. Okay? Earl, the true Spence. Shout out to Earl. Who fought his last fight, y'all, yesterday. Now, I'm eating on some chicken. That's what I got for y'all. Scoot up. Hit the damn like. Get your piece of vegetable chicken. What was busting? But anyway. Listen. Earl came back. He fought. You know? And I was really surprised and shocked that he said he was going to retire. David Haney's dad, Bill, who I think is a damn fool, by the way. Yeah, no, the truth is. Let's talk about it. Bill Haney be having me laughing. Okay, this is what it is. He makes me laugh. He gonna make me laugh at each and every time. It just is what it is. Bill always got a little something in there. You know, he gonna throw something in there. Like a jab. Try. So, you know, Bill was basically like, retiring in Australia wasn't the best look, but, you know, he went on to say some good shit after that. So shout out to Bill. You know, I kind of agree with Bill. But let me tell you what it kind of come in at. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good look. It was just shocking for me. I didn't understand why he felt the need to announce it right then and there. You know? I'm damn sure with Bill on that. Like, you ain't wrong when you right. He definitely could have waited until he got on USA soil to share that with us fans, you know? But hey. It is what it is. He did it the way he wanted to do it. It's his life to do it that way. So shout out to Earl Spence. You know, Earl fought a good fight. He did. Earl fought a good fight. But honestly, Earl looked different. You know, it is what it is. All us Earl Spence fans, we know he looked different. And for real, I think Earl retired because finally he probably felt different. You know? It is what it is. Because, you know, when he retired, it's like, was you gonna retire if you would have won too? I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Earl lost because then people didn't want him to move on, giving him false hope. Okay? The Earl we saw over this weekend, he can't do nothing with them, you know, the real Billy badasses out there that's operating on all 10. Mm-mm. So shout out to Alicia Baumgartner, who I respect what she said. She basically said, you know, shout out to Earl. She said this comeback was basically for him and him alone. I believe that. Like that little song, I'm trying to see something. 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 I feel like Earl was trying to see something. Well, I feel like he saw it. Shout out to his team for picking the opponents they did because, hell, it couldn't have been a better opponent, okay? Because the whole time he's stronger, you know, more able-bodied, if you will, because Earl looked disabled. It just is what it is. Earl looked like he was doing everything he could. But it ain't enough. And my Kendrick Lamar boy. Yeah, now the truth is, it just is what it is. And so whole time I'm waiting on this man to put something on Earl's ass, right? Because I had already woke up to the news that Earl had lost. So I'm trying to, you know, I'm waiting to see how Earl had lost, you know, as I'm watching the fight. I'm waiting on this man to start putting something on Earl's ass, okay? Literally. And he never did. Nah, he just never really did. This man never really did. So, thank God, okay, up above that he got the Earl that he got And like I said, thank God that Earl got the, like, they really needed each other, okay? Yeah, no, truth is, they really needed each other. And I want to just say this, okay? You, for all you boxers, I need y'all to get right. Yeah, now, like Jesus said, hit the like button. I need y'all to get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Period. With that money. Okay? Y'all get that money right. It is what it is. Y'all get that money right. Because truth is, I don't want to see y'all when that money get funny. Okay? And I know Earl said he good on money or whatnot, but which could be true. It very well could be true. But I'm just saying, Earl, we don't want to see you 3 years from now. Okay? Yeah, period. So shout out to that. And they go for a lot of use. A lot of use. For real. Y'all be saying y'all done. Here come Mayweather with another expedition. Now I'm just playing. Nah, I ain't playing. Yeah. I am playing. But, you feeling me? You feeling me? I mean, it is what it is. Because, see, this is what I was thinking watching Earl. I'm like, okay. Now, see, if Earl just, now, it's a difference. Let me tell you something. Earl is still good, if that makes sense. Yeah, shut up, sit down. I'm about to, yeah, just like a cashier. Call me Shay Renee. I'm about to make some sense of it. So shut up, sit down. Earl is still good, okay? Like, he is undercard good. He, like, before the boxing match starts, right? This how I know I'm a boxing fan. Like, I can watch all the undercards. Like, seriously, even when it's so many. Sometimes it be sometimes it be many men. Like 50 Cent. Nah, seriously. And then sometimes, it's a little less. But no, sometimes it be so many undercards. It's great. But long story short, sometimes there be so many people on them undercards. Like the people, I'm talking about the people that, okay. Because I know everybody ain't no sports fan. Okay, girlies, I get y'all. I got y'all. So before a boxing match, girlies, the undercards is the people that come on before the main event. Before the man really say, let's get ready to rumble. That's what the fuck it is. Which, I think he make good money. Yeah, the one they just said. It's that bullshit. He go out there to do his flipper tea, hyping folks up, okay, and get on. Truth is, he just get on with. Because, anyway, that's another story for another day. So, anyway, the undercards is the people that come on before the main event. They come out there, they get busy, they work. It be so many of them people, and I don't know their names. Some of them do be popular, some of them not. Most of them not. And I'm thinking, like, if Earl just loves boxing, right, and he still just wants to box and do that, do that. I'll take it a step further. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But, yeah, I don't know if Earl needed all that production and all that big lights and da-da-da-da-da. But maybe he just finally realized, okay, this is my last hoorah. My last real hoorah at it. You know, because truth is, I was listening to this other, he's not a promoter. What is he? He's like the coaches. You know what I'm saying? I would say. He like Coach Calvin or something like that. I think his name is somebody Garcia. He was basically saying that like he hopes this isn't the case, but he was saying like he believes that Spence didn't take a tune-up fight because he probably wouldn't have won. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what if he don't win that, and then he would have messed up his chances for this fight with Tim. And that kind of made a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Truth is. Because I'm thinking, like, if Spence just wants to fight and see where he at and blah, 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 right? He could have did it so differently to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have been so well boxing where nobody even knew he was boxing for real. Like, But I was saying that to my show's executive producer. And he basically was like, Spence probably wasn't gonna go for that. You know, he probably ain't going for what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Basically, and I'm talking about basically coming back, fighting, kind of like not as a nobody, but at a nobody level. Does that make sense? Yeah, truth is, but I don't think the boys be willing to do that. The boys don't be wanting to do that because when they come back, they be wanting some money. Okay? But like, yeah, no, once I will say this, once you gone and stuff like that, though, don't nobody want to see you calling out no big names, no big shots. So, and I'm not saying that to Earl because this guy, the Earl file, I didn't even know who he was. I'm mainly saying that to these other boxers, and especially people like AB. Yeah, now truth is, AB, we don't want to see you fight Ron Garcia. I know Ron Garcia will be a really good fight for you because that will be a really good, nice payday for you, but we don't want to see that. We only want to see people that can knock Mario coins out of Ryan in there with him, okay? It just is what it is because Ryan is a top contender. Okay, that boy don't play. Nah, he don't play. And I'm sorry. But we don't want to see you in the ring with Ryan. Yeah, no, truth is. It's all of that. So anyway. But shout out to Earl Spence who did his retirement thing over the weekend, and it was sad, as an Earl Spence fan, I'm saddened, but like, how can I put it? It's like we were prepared for this news. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope it do. Truth is. Because like if he would have said this right after he fought Crawford, then I feel like it would have been, fans would have been way more sad, But it's the time off and the uncertainty in that, not knowing if he was gonna come back and stuff like that, and not knowing if he is the same, not knowing if the car crash changed him, okay, which as an Earl Spence fan personally, I think it did. But again, I think Earl wasn't ready to. This is my personal opinion. I'm not saying it like it's actual and factual, okay? So don't come for me. Matter of fact, Earl said he's gonna be addressing everything, which I love. I love that for us. I really do. And him in a sense too. Yeah, now truth is him too. Because it has to be a reason within him that he even wants to talk about it, okay? So, yeah, I respect his decision to let us know, let us in that way. Child, because I never thought we would hear anything really. But shout out to Earl Spence. I think the car accident really changed him. I think Earl wasn't ready to accept that reality. And yeah. So with that being said, who knows what his mind was when he saw Crawford? You know, who knows if like he really thought he had a chance at beating Crawford for real, or he wasn't sure what his body was gonna do for real, so he was gambling, or he just didn't give a fuck. He wanted the money, you know. I feel like we'll never know that unless Earl tells us. You know, I will say this though. Earl was such a warrior though, and so used to winning and doing so well. I don't know if he would have signed up to get his ass whooped, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like in the fashion that he did against Crawford. You know, so I don't know. The fan in me, right, would hope that he at least thought, you know, that he had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was thinking about earlier, and you know what I said? I referenced R. Kelly, which I never really do anymore. I never reference R. Kelly, but for real, you know how R. Kelly say, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. I think Earl is the exact opposite. His mind be telling him yes, but his body be telling him no. You know, that very well could be the case. Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, uh, you know, like I said, shout out to Earl Spence though. I don't know. We just, I really don't know. We will never know. But I also started questioning if Crawford knew that he was fighting a different Earl Spence. You know, like I just felt like the joke was kind of on us as fans a little bit. Yeah, now let's talk about it. I do. Because we didn't know. We didn't know. Remember how do you remember when Earl had his accident? When Earl had the car accident, he was very hush hush about his injuries. You know, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like when basketball players be out, we be knowing exactly what they out for. A sprained pinky toe, ACL, torn this, torn that, hurt this, sprained that. You know, like he was very hush hush about his car accident and the extent of his injuries. Like again, you know what I'm saying? Jokes on us. Yeah, now truth is, jokes was on us because we didn't know. You know, we had no clue. We had no idea, but and we still don't. But anyway, like I said, shout out to Earl. It's gonna be interesting to see what he comes out and says. But right now, he says he's done. with boxing. And I'm gonna be real. After what I saw in the ring, I wouldn't be mad at it. I am not mad at it at all because Earl is different now. And I've been hearing a lot of different speculation. Like some people feel like the Crawford fight made him different. I feel like the Crawford fight could have made him different. I don't know. I don't know which way or the other, but I will say this. Before he fought Crawford, he was different. Okay, that was a different Earl Spence fighting Crawford. It is what it is. So that's that. But yeah, prayers to Spence and prayers to his family and his team. Listen, he made people were saying like he you know, made that decision at the blink of an eye, but he seemed ready. It is what it is. He did. He seemed ready to make that decision. Anyway, uh, hold on, y'all. Hold on, real quick. Anyway, though, again, shout out to Earl Spence and shout out to his opponent who won. Like I don't know, the fight really seemed like a draw to me. Truth is, the fight seemed like a draw, but it also seemed like Earl could have won. It did. It seemed like he did what it took to win. But I think the people didn't want to give Earl the win because it was like giving him false hope a little bit. Like, okay, you finna win and then what? You finna move on? You're not finna move on and do nothing, Earl. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's so hard to explain, child. But anyway. um, Shout out to Earl. Now I will say this. Was the fight kind of hard to watch? Yes and no. For real, yes and no. It wasn't that hard because what made it hard is because Earl is different. You know what I'm saying? And he just looks different as a boxer. What made it not hard is because the man didn't take advantage of that. Like I was waiting on him to beat the living daylights out of her, and he never did. Okay, he never did. He either he didn't want to do that to a different Earl Spence, or he didn't know how. Either he didn't want to or he didn't know how. At first I was thinking he didn't want to. Because I kept thinking, he trying to tire Earl out and, he going to pick it up in the later rounds. No, he never did. He never did. So I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that opponent, but I know, god dang on this. Like I said, Earl Spence was the best opponent for him because all them other guys ain't finna play with him at all. And I was about to say the way Earl did, but Earl really did good against him. He just Earl seemed like he didn't have no power. Like barely any power against that man. Other than that, he outworked him. He outboxed him to me. You know, he dang sure threw more punches. I just didn't know what the percentage of his landing was. But child, shout out to Earl Spence. Now, Crawford was talking about Earl. You know, Crawford actually went to the fight, you know, and I don't know. Even though Crawford didn't say he didn't say anything disrespectful, he just was critiquing the heck out of Earl, you know. And I don't know. I honestly just think that that is the competitive boxer inside of him. You know what I'm saying? Cause he did say, he said it was kind of hard to watch for him too, you know. As of course he was rooting for Earl, but Crawford, I just feel like you was critiquing. I don't know. I just feel like he was critiquing shit, the old. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you know, maybe just maybe, you know what I'm saying. There was a way, you know what I'm saying, in his own way of just saying, man, you ain't got it, my friend. You know, you ain't got it like that, like you used to. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's really okay because, you know, we all know. You know? At the end of the day, we all know. Earl Spence was a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? He was a bad boy in his day. So anyway. Shout out to Earl and shout out to that. I personally, I don't know what Earl was doing when he came back. I just think he wanted to see how, either how he wanted to see how he was going to do, or he just had to see for himself, you know, if he still got it. I think that's what it is. I think that more so that than him needing the money, you know. But I definitely feel like the money played a part too, you know. Um, but maybe Earl will have to tell us too. Cause then it's also a possibility that Earl didn't want to stop, like Crawford retired him or something, you know? You got that too, but anyway, child. Shout out to Earl Spence who leads the game, the boxing game. And then speaking of boxing, child, y'all know I was telling y'all last week, I was like, you know, if Krishan gon' get it, if she gonna take boxing serious, I need her to take boxing a little bit more serious. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, you know. Remember, I was telling y'all, shit. I was like she's supposed to be at the Earl Spence fight. You know, truth is, Krishan be missing all these big. Oh, that's another thing too. Oh yeah, that's another thing I said. I said, see, Earl. Shout out to me and shout out to me. Baby, I was like, y'all make sure I scoot up, get comfortable, and hit the damn like pull up to my party, to my day party. I said Earl need to go over there and box with Aiden, Rain Belt, whatever it's called. Yeah. See, like that man that beat up Blueface, Earl will whoop his ass. What? You want the truth? You got to be able to handle it. Shoot. Any boxers that Aiden has that are licensed, yeah, put them in there with Earl. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. I'm just saying, he don't got to. listen, he don't have to fight at the level he's used to, if that makes sense. He can go down a bit and still be good. So shout out to that. For real, not truth is, because I was looking at him. Earl Spence is still good. You know what I'm saying? But he's not good in a way where he can fight amongst, the Charlos and the people in his I don't even know the people in his weight class, but the Ryan Garcias and all of them. No, in my finesse voice, no. But he can still kick some butt. So shout out to Earl and shout out to that. Just a thought, because like I said, I be feeling like them boxers be needing that money sometimes. Like even AB, look at AB. AB been down on his luck. Back against the wind, child. That man Dean ran over there and saved him. Truth is. But anyway. And then speaking of boxing, like I was saying with Christian need to be out and about. So she don't need to be, but yeah, if you gonna take boxing serious, then girl, yes. But in Christian's situation, I hate to say it, y'all. I do. I hate to say it, but it seems like how do I put this? How do I put this? Because I don't want to say that Christian isn't into boxing. I don't want to say that. But what I do want to say is, I think that it might be a thing where her fans might want it for her more than she wants it, if that makes sense. Yeah, nah. Truth is, I'm just, you know, because I know I tell y'all all the time, right? Yeah, scoot up, get comfortable, hit the damn light, because I'm about to break this down for real. I know I tell y'all all the time, when it comes to Blueface and Chrisean, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give them some grace because I feel like there are younger folks who going through a breakup. Okay? And then to add more chaos to the situation, it's a kid involved. Most young folks, well, Blueface, he has experience, kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, sort of, because Jaden never really stopped messing with him. You know what I'm saying? But most young people don't know how to, just put it like this. When somebody has a kid, right, their first child, and they break things off with the child's parent, it could be a man, boy, girl, it don't matter. There's a challenge, because you went from, when you break up with people, it's just bye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now just stop the car type ish. You know what I'm saying? I never want to see your face again type ish. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Write me when you get to Japan. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Not every situation ends on bad terms. But like most people just go their separate ways when they break up. Okay? But when you got a kid involved, you be like, what? It takes a little bit of sitting with to realize, oh my God, I still have to deal with this person. Yeah, now truth is I can't just say sayonara, you know, like I had been able to before. So that takes some dealing to get. That takes some getting used to, and I feel like that is what Christian and Blueface are. Okay, you know what I'm saying? She is trying to get used to being a co-parent, and whatever that means. She's still figuring it out. What co-parenting means. You know what I'm saying? Because co-parenting is so many different things to so many different people, y'all. For real, you wouldn't even believe. I seen a post yesterday that said going on vacations together is not co-parenting. And it was a lot of people in the comments that disagreed with it. Like, co-parenting is whatever it is to each individual. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Just like love is whatever love is to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me you love me and didn't call me to say good night. You know? That's how some people feel about love. And then you got some people who feel like, shit, I ain't got to hear from you from seven whole days, baby. Like Tony Braxton, and I still know you love me. It's different for everybody. So with that being said, I choose to give Krishan and Blueface them grace because they are new at co-parenting. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And I tell y'all all the time, we are watching these folks go through a breakup. And they don't know how to go through their breakup. And they going through it publicly. Mind you. So that's that. But when it comes to Krishan, though, I'm finally starting to realize that, like, it's almost like it's almost like it's almost like the boy saying, I'm going to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people break up because of college. You know, they try to do the long distance thing, but for the most part, they break things off because, you know, life steered them in a different direction, so to speak. So it's almost like that. That's what it reminds me of. It's like Blueface is in college in LA and Krishan is in Baltimore, forced. Yeah, no, truth is, let's talk about it. Basically being forced to, get her life together or just live or find her something to do, so to speak, okay? And she done found boxing, you know? And that's what it is. But the minute Blueface is in town, she drops everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye say. Yeah, now she just drops everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, like, are you really into boxing like that? Or you just finding you something to do? You know? Which ain't nothing wrong with it. It is what it is because her something to do could be hanging out at people's house, smoking and drinking all day. Yeah, not pulling up to every party. She could be basically doing nothing with herself. Fast, too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her, for finding boxing and hitting the boxing gyms and stuff like that because that is a jewel, by the way. That is a gem, okay, in her city. Y'all just, you folks in Baltimore, yeah, y'all just don't know. What a blessing. What a blessing. But anyway, I don't know though. It's kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for the fans, because it's like, I don't know. At this point, I guess what I'm trying to say is Krishan is kind of fickle, seemingly, allegedly. I'm not saying it like it's actual and factual. I'm saying this is my opinion of what she puts out. I'm talking about her content. She seems kind of fickle, because like I said, Blueface is away in college, right? I'm just using an example, right? And Krishan is in Baltimore, living. taking care of her baby, doing what she got to do. You know what I'm saying? But anytime Blueface calls, he can disrupt whatever she has going on. You know, like that's what it's giving. And that's, I don't know. I can't say that's gonna be the best look for her or her brand. Yeah, no, truth is, because at this point he can even call and say, I want you and the baby to come closer where I'm at. And will you? You know, like, you know, and I don't know, like, as somebody that is rooting for Krishan, you want Krishan's answer to be like, no, I'm not moving to LA because my team and everything that I have going on is in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much that people rooting for her don't want to see her with Blueface, because that's not the case. Like, as far as, you know, me personally, I personally wouldn't mind seeing Krishan move on from Blueface, but I also am not invested or outstepping my place as a fan, right? To be like, I don't want her with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is what it is. If she wants to be with Blueface and can still have her brand, so be it, you know. Because my biggest thing is your brand, your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Um, don't blow it. It is what it is. Don't blow it behind Blueface or nothing else, you know? So, you know, that's my biggest thing. The opportunity that Krishan has, they don't come around every day. They don't, you know. So when you hear, so I'm just another Dion. I'm just another Clarissa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just the person behind you at the party saying, don't blow it, child. You know what I'm saying? F that candle. You know, it is what it is. Don't blow it. So, because I'm gonna tell you like this. Uh, listen, Krishan, her brand does well with Blueface, but it does great without him. Yeah, no, truth is, let's talk about it. It does great without him. Now, I will say, getting back with Blueface, it wouldn't tank her brand completely, but she will lose supporters. You know, it is what it is, because Krishan has to realize that a lot of people are supporting her because of where she is now, not where she was. Even though they started watching her then, they're supporting her because where she is now. You know what I'm saying? They're rooting for her to keep going. They're rooting for her to move forward, you know, and not go backwards with the Blueface thing. But I will say this though. Krishan, clearly, she don't care. Child, she don't care. She don't care. She don't care because allegedly, y'all, they out of town together. That child, allegedly they spent the weekend together. Um, and nobody really knows what that's about. Yeah, no, truth is, let's talk about it. Some people keep saying, well, everybody keeps saying, it's not Blueface. It's not Blueface, it's Petey. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We talking Krishan when I get back. So anyway, shout out to that. Now anyway, shout out to Krishan. Now I said, oh, now she done kidnapped her baby daddy. And that's what Nevaeh get. I promise you I don't feel sorry for Nevaeh at all. Child, bye. I mean, I feel sorry for Nevaeh a little bit as far as like, you know, like, dang, I just wish she knew her worth and didn't let, you know, somebody treat her and talk to her like that. But as far as like feeling sorry for her when Blueface cheat on her and stuff like that, no, in my finesse voice, absolutely not. Because it seems like, you know what I'm saying, like, she signed up for that. Nevaeh ain't no different than the girl that says, okay, yeah, we could have threesomes. Like, yeah, no, nobody feels sorry for you when you sign up for that type of stuff. Like, no, the fuck. So anyway, I said, not this girl that kidnapped they baby daddy. And Blueface is just doing what Blueface has always done, you know, and that's make one girl jealous with the next girl. Now, I will say this. To me, I don't feel sorry for none of them, okay? Yeah, now, truth is, let's talk about it. Because I told y'all, I be telling y'all what the dynamic is, at least the way I see it. Child, and these people don't be proving me nowhere near wrong, okay? So shout out to that. But no, remember I told y'all, Jaden don't care about Nevaeh like that. She too new. She too much of a newbie. She like, no. Krishan is the only person that really ruffles Jaden's feathers. Hence why Blueface is with her right now. Yeah, okay? Let's talk about it. Krishan. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many church sermons or how many times she hit the bag, okay? Child, you know, you know what I'm saying? When Blueface calls, you know, seemingly she come running. It just is, it just is what it is. And you know, their text messages prove that they still be talking about being together and stuff like that. Remind you, Blueface got out what, November, December, January. Like he ain't even been out a whole year. You know how long it take for people's feelings to change. Child, it's all bad. So that's why he with Krishan, if you ask me, to make Jaden mad, put Jaden in her feelings. And I take it a step further. Krishan, she likes it when Jaden is out the picture. Yeah, nah, the truth is, the minute Blueface, you know, like, ain't seeing his first family, so to speak, she be like, oh yeah, me and Junior finna get in where we fit in. You know what I'm saying? She be like, yeah, come over here. You know what I'm saying? With your second family. It just is what it is. While people keep saying that Junior ain't there, child, Junior is there. Okay? Allegedly, I'm just saying. I seen a picture with his mama since she been in Miami. So I'm just assuming that Krishan, the little boy, okay, Porter, that's his name, right? Krishan Porter, is in Miami with his daddy, Blueface, and his mama, Krishan. Um, yeah, now truth is, okay. It just is what it is, because I think Blueface is the daddy, shit. But I don't know. Maybe I won't call him the daddy, because he, you know, child, he clearly be doing what he be doing, which is crazy. That's crazy. And to me, Krishan lost her everything. Her marbles, her screws, baby, all of it. She lost Pinky and the brain. Yeah. Dealing with him, you know. Mm-mm. No, no. But again, child, everybody did something foolish in love before, you know. Child, truth is, hold on, hold on. This is crazy. I wonder how that guy juice way over here. Child, anyway. But shout out to Blueface and Krishan, who allegedly linked up in Miami. Now, you know, like I was saying, Blueface, everybody keeps saying Blueface is gonna lie and say he not in Miami because he on paper. Like, okay. But this is my thing. I also think Blueface is a little bit smarter than people think, you know. So I also wouldn't be surprised if he got some business in Florida, you know, and he got the okay to be down there too. Why even though he outside with Krishan, having a funky good time with Krishan. Now, again, I don't know, cause I will I will say this. Shout out to Krishan because she does. I will say this, y'all. She does seem like she's trying. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to you know, like just like do something different and have something different. Cause this is the thing. I know a lot of people I seen a lot of fans, okay. Yes, child, truth is, shout out to Krishan. She got fans, child. It was a lot of them who are concerned, you know, with her boxing schedule, and they was talking about her not making her training, and they was saying, well, actually she still has time. Child, they was arguing about that. So anyway, shout out to him and shout out to that. And I will say, you know, if she does make her training today, because she did say that today is her last day in Miami. If she does make her training, whether she makes it or not, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the fact that she is, though, you know, like trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Trying to change, you know? It is what it is. It's kind of like I told y'all. If you do something enough, you'll quit stopping. You know? Eventually, it'll stick. Now, I got one more thing to say about it before I dip on the whole topic, child. um, I know this. So fans, they basically know, okay, they don't know, but the main reason why fans speculate that Blueface is in Miami is because he ain't going live. Y'all, tell me why I said only me, child. Only me. Huh? Child, y'all scoot up. Get comfortable. I'm finna run this trash house out real quick. Y'all hit the like, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about Blueface. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. Now, before I tell y'all what I want to tell y'all about Blueface, child, let me tell my phone what I need right quick, because it's always listening. Okay, so when I'm on Instagram, it's this man that always come on my timeline, and he always be giving all this good advice. He be like, if you want to get rid of this, you can use this, and if you got if you want to get rid of this, you know, spray this on your trash cans. He basically be talking about a lot of stuff for like insects and stuff that be giving you grief, like stuff outside on your grass, all kinds of tips and stuff, baby. I need his Instagram to pop up again, period. Because I'm going to go ahead and hit the follow button. You know, the truth is, I'm going to go ahead and hit the follow button because he be giving some good ass tips and I need some. So shout out to that. Like, I'm always thinking about his page now, child. For real, because he be having tips on everything. I definitely thought about him just recently when I was trying to figure out what I need to do with, what I need to do about frogs. But anyway, shout out to that. So, listen, child, so with Blueface, everybody keep clocking his teeth by basically saying he ain't at home, he ain't at home, he ain't at home. I didn't think about that though. I did not think about that. But you know what I said to myself? I said, man, if he don't get him a backdrop, yeah, no, truth is, that's what he need. He need a backdrop, and then he can be any and everywhere going live. Shout out to that. Somebody send this to Blueface and send this to his team. Or I might do it. Yeah, I might go ahead and send him a message or whatnot. But like, yeah, child, he need a backdrop. Problem solved. Now I didn't think about the chair stuff, but he'll be all right as long as he don't show his chair, okay? Baby, he need to take a picture of that room he be going live in. And then voila, go live from anywhere. So shout out to that. Child, y'all know I'm always thinking, if it's one thing I'm gonna do, it's that. So shout out to that. Now anyway, but yes, y'all, word on the curb is, right, child, not even a day or two ago, right, like 2 days ago, Christian was talking about she gonna change her number and just quit involving herself with a lot of different people. Child, and of course the internet, silly internet. Yeah, nah, truth is, silly internet. Jokes on them. They thought she was talking about Blueface. And of course, he had to go prove a point. He had to go prove a point. He said, nah, that ain't me. That ain't talking about me. So anyway, shout out to them and shout out to that. And yeah, things is heating up in the circus. Child, yes. We blink our eye. All you gotta do is blink and some more drama will come about. So we all seen that lovely, what was they cooking? That little dinner interaction between Nevaeh and Qualissa, baby. It was short-lived. Yeah, no, truth is, it was short-lived because now Nevaeh can't stand Qualissa again. They right back to where they was. Hold on. Now they right back to where they was, child. Square one. Nevaeh said she don't want Qualissa around her. Now I can't imagine what Qualissa did. Besides what? Go around Rila? That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know it's messy, I mean, that's Carlissa mess to keep up, kinda. You know, does that make sense? Like, Nevaeh is acting like she Blueface's wife or something. Yeah, no, truth is, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Girl, that lady can go to a doctor's appointment with this girl if she wants to, cause y'all know Blueface supposed to have a little girl on the way, allegedly. Hold on, y'all, hold up. Tell me why I thought Blueface baby mama lived in Florida. Y'all jump in my comments and let me know, am I tripping? Do she or do she not live in Florida? Cause I thought she lived in Florida. But then when I Googled which Disney World is in Florida and in California, but I automatically assumed that they was in Florida. I don't know why I did that. But I recently saw something that made me feel like she live in Cali. So that's crazy. I think she do live in Cali. I think she a California girl. So anyway, child, y'all jump in my comments and let me know, is Rila a California chick? Mm-hmm. But anyway, y'all know Blueface allegedly got a little girl on the way with a girl that he told her to get rid of it. Yeah, he said get rid of it. He did not want a baby with her. So, but the girl said no. You know what I'm saying? The girl decided to keep the baby. And so she's in touch with Carlissa. Shout out to her. It is what it is. Shout out to her. And shout out to Carlissa. Period. For like, yeah. Cause I told y'all the girl said she gonna name her little girl. The little girl. So the lady name is Rila. Rila is named after her mama already. Yeah, Rila is already a junior. She's a mama's junior. So she said she gonna name her baby a junior too. So her baby name gonna be Rila Carlissa, she said. Mm-hmm. And y'all know I'm so here, there, everywhere to get to see. Child, we knew that before Carlissa did. Carlissa was like, what? She couldn't believe it. She was like, yes, send her my whatever. She was like, yeah, don't send the information. Then, you know, she was ready to get right. Like Jeezy said, because, you know, up until then, I think Carlissa was kind of like ignoring the girl. You know what I'm saying? Just like Blueface or whatnot. Strictly trying to focus on Jaden, finding Jaden love. Child, Jaden then went off and found her own love. Which I gotta keep it real. I like Carlissa stand on that too. I like Carlissa stance on that. She was basically telling Jaden, like, don't be like talking crazy. Like, basically, don't be bumping with Blueface with your new dude. And your new dude can't even do for you what your old one was doing. Like, no, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay out of that mess, kinda. And I was here for that message, child. Yeah, now truth is, cause she don't know that boy from a can of paint, you know? And she go to popping it too much. You know, it's like Blueface might make her stand on that, which it ain't even got nothing to do with Blueface. It's just more so like, if you gonna pop it behind your own stuff, you know? Yeah, but stay out of that mess. But I still, and then let's talk about it. Blueface he ain't even going to go see his kids right now. He mad, allegedly. Now, I don't know though, cause you know the mama. Child, but I don't believe Carlissa no more. Yeah, now truth is Carlissa will lie to you in a New York second. Shit. I don't know which one worse, her or Christian. They running neck and neck at this point. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to her family, Carlissa allow her ass off. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. So anyway, shout out to that. And anyway, Poopa Stars, I'm trying to see what else I want to talk to y'all about. At the party. Now y'all know we definitely invited, you know, them young folks. Child, but again, them young folks somewhere trying to figure it out. Blueface doing what he do and Krishan doing what she do, child. Bet you they trying to catch flight and get the hell out of Miami. Soon. Both of them should be soon. Now everybody can't wait for Blueface to get home. So it's definitely all of this chaos is definitely working out in his favor, child. But anyway, Poopa Stars. It's your girl Shay Renee. I saw I conquer, baby. And I sure did have a funky good time with y'all. So shout out to that. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me make sure I'll talk to y'all about everything I want to talk to y'all about. Hit the like button. Hold on, real quick. Woke up talking like me. I woke up to talking like me. I woke up to bitches looking like me. Yeah. Shout out to Playboy Cardi. Oh, that why they came on today, and I was like, yeah, that's what I be doing. Shout out to that. I be woke up talking like me. I woke up to the Shout out to that. I said that's what I be going through. Child, a mess. Anyway, Poopa Stars. Yes. It's your girl, Shirley. I definitely came. I saw I conquer, baby. Check these clothes in this dryer. I hope they dry so I can move on to the next load. Yes, y'all. I guess I'll see y'all on my next video. Listen, see, this is kind of why I don't want to let y'all go. I kind of don't want to let y'all go because I just feel like, you know, but it says this is all I had to talk to y'all about. So shout out to that. The news haven't been newsing again. So that's why I didn't do the podcast today. Plus I was busy. But y'all know, if the news get the news and I what? Y'all know it. Y'all know I'll come with an emergency live. So anyway, shout out to that. And shout out to everybody who came through and hit the like button. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I will see everybody on my next video. My video phone.